Hello everyone, and welcome again to another episode of our tutorial series, The Beginner Guide. Welcome guys, and thank you for watching these episodes. Thank you for watching this series, and I hope you hit the subscribe button and like if you do like what we do actually. And let's get started in this episode, right? So we have these complex shapes here. Let me delete them for now. And I want to talk about this hand tool here. You've seen me already using it more than once. Let me just zoom in. As you can see, this hand here, it's ash, I don't know, for the hand. This is how you can move around in your document. Let's say if you click and drag, you will basically drag these documents, and you can focus on the area that you want to make your new design, and you can combine this hand tool with others as you like. Let me zoom out a little bit, just like this. I will press V on my keyboard to switch to the move tool, and if you press space on your keyboard, you will see I have this hand here. And if you press H on your keyboard, you will have the hand. So I recommend to be familiar with the space bar better. If you press space, not just once, if press space and keep pressing, so you can have this hand. If you move your hand from the space bar, you will switch to the last tool you are already selecting, right? This is important, guys. You will switch to the last tool you were using in Photoshop. Let me show you. I will switch to the pen tool, and remember the pen tool, it's P. So if I click here and click here, let's make this shape here, let's make this shape here, and let's say I want to make the next dot in this area here, in the bottom area here. I can't do it, right? I can't move the document. I can, of course, use this and click, right? But I want to keep it just using my keyboard. So you can press space and keep pressing space, drag the document as you want. Let's say like this, and I just move my hand from the space bar, and I have my pen tool already here, because it switched back to the last tool you are using, and I can continue using my tool just like this. And of course I can click again and drag and make another shape here, make another shape here. I click and drag and make another shape here, another one here, and another one here. So this is how you use the hand tool. You press and drag. It's really easy, guys. And the last one, it's the zoom tool. You already seen me using this tool more than once, right? I'm zooming in, I'm zooming out of the document, but I was using my my Wacom tablet to do this, using the buttons on my, as you can see, it's zoom in, it's zoom out. I'm using the Wacom tablet here. I will show you how to use this tool here in Photoshop better. Let's say I want to zoom in. If you click and drag, you will see I'm zooming in. And if you click and drag to the opposite side, let's say like this, you will zoom out. As you can see, I click and drag to the right, I'm zooming in. I'm clicking and dragging to the left, I'm zooming out. Click and drag, zoom in, click and drag, zoom out. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Okay guys, so how you can use this zoom tool without even pressing it. As you can see, and if you noticed before, I didn't even press this tool here, right? I was using this zoom tool without even pressing it. So let me switch to the V tool here, and if you press Z on your keyboard, you will have this tool here. Z, I will have it. I will press V again to switch back, and if I press Z and keep pressing it, I will have this zoom tool. I can use it as I want, and I will move my hand from my keyboard right now, and I will switch to the last tool I used. This is really cool about Photoshop, guys. If you press and keep pressing, you will keep holding the tool as long as you're pressing, and if you left your hand, it will switch back to the last tool you were using. This is how you can combine those tools, and this is why learning this shortcut was really important for us, guys, because like this you can switch between the tools quickly. You don't need to, for example, let's say I will press I will make a new layer, so I will press the brush tool, right? I'm making a brush tool, I'm drawing here, I will move my hand and I will switch back to this tool here. I will press the Z, I will zoom in, right, and I will move my finger and I'm back to my move tool. I will press the pen tool, I can draw with it like this and move my hand, and I switch to my move tool again. As you see, guys, it's really cool. I will press E on my keyboard, is for the eraser tool. Of course you can't erase this shape because it's a shape. We will talk about this later, guys, don't worry for now. As you can see, I can switch between anything you want on Photoshop here. So this is basically how we use the hand tool, the zoom tool, and the shapes tool. So if I switch to the path selection tool, this is an interesting tool here in Photoshop. Let me switch back to this tool here. Let me just delete those layers I just created. Let me zoom out. Of course, there is a shortcut for zooming in and zooming out. It's Control and plus sign on your keyboard and Control minus in your keyboard, just like this. Let's make a new shape here, like this. Let's give it a fill like this, and I will switch to this tool here. It's A. It's path selection tool and direct selection tool. Its shortcut is A. As you can see, I will switch back to this one, and I will switch back to this tool. If I click this tool and select it, I can control this cube as I want. As you can see, I pressing this one here and moving it, and I can make a selection like this and select the shape again and move it as I want. Now if I switch back to this direct selection tool, now focus with me here. If I click on this dot and move, I will move this whole shape here because I didn't click the dot, I clicked here. If you click on this dot here, you will need to click on the dot. Alright, so this one here, and you can reshape it however you want. As you can see, I click this dot here and I can move it around and make any shape you want. This is how you can manipulate the shapes you create and make a perspective shapes. Yeah, we will see them later in how to make a 3D cube in Photoshop using just those shapes here. So this is how we can use this selection tool. You click on a corner or on a dot and just drag it like this, and if you click on option or alt, you can see this plus sign, right? So if I click here, normally I will make a new shape like this. As you can see, I created this shape here just by pressing alt or option. I created this shape here. This is a complex tool for now, but we can deal with it right now, right? So let me finish this episode here, guys. We will talk about this tool later, guys, because it's really not a beginner friendly tool like the other ones. So we will talk about them later, guys, in the intermediate guide. So for now, we finished our beginner guide tutorial series. We learned how to use all the tools and we learned how to use the layer here, right? By now you should be able to move layers, creating new layers, drawing on your document, creating new shapes, making a text and everything here, right? I'm pretty sure you can do it, guys, now. So in the next episode, it will be the last episode in the beginner guide, and it's a bonus episode, right? Let's name it a bonus episode. In the bonus episode, we are going to make a creation. We will create something on Photoshop using all the tools we've seen here and make a design out from those tools. We will create just a simple design, a beginner design, so you can follow along and see how it's created from the beginning to the end, slowly, not slowly because we already know the tools, right? So we are not going to be using them as slow as we did in this beginner guide. We will make some things go accelerated a little bit so you can follow and make your own design. So see you in the next episode. Subscribe, like, and love you guys.